already know what it is, man. It's your boy Milas. You can follow me on Instagram at Milas88, Facebook, Milas Huddleston. All my music on Dat Piff under Milas. I'm on YouTube under Milas. Everything Milas, man. Y'all go check me out. Shout out to my boy Rico. I want to tell him I appreciate him for having me on this Unplugged, man. It was lit. Let's turn up, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's put that real pressure on them this year, man, and just produce great things. You know what I mean? Working at the radio was to really get the attention of the Nashville market, and then I was gonna double back and put out the music. But I ended up dropping the clothes, which was just as impactful to keep the relevancy there. And you know what I'm saying? But I moved in between that, so now I'm back home. I've been sitting on the records for about a year, bro, but like, I feel like with the right visuals this time, bro, the whole time I've ever recorded music, I feel like these are my best records, bro, you know what I mean?
Like, I believe they are. I believe that, you know, because it's like a combination of everything you don't learn recording so far.
Right.
And every time an artist hits the booth, they record different. There's no one way to record a song.
Right.
There's no one way to stretch your vocals out. It's a magical process, you know, that a lot of people don't get the privilege to see, but
man, right, or even do on a high level.
Yeah, but if you're able to make that magic happen,
yeah,
it's not hard to make it happen a second time or a third time.
Absolutely right, my man. If it's in you, it's in you. Huh?
Yeah,
for sure.
I remember I grew up on rap songs from the 90s.
Right.
And a lot of rap songs from the 90s, only our commercial songs had melodies in them.
What you mean, like the Jagged Edges and people like that?
Let me see. Back in the 90s, in the 90s, in late 90s, early 2000s, your mainstream songs had melodies in them. But your underground rap songs didn't.
Facts.
Back then, underground rap could still make millions and live without even having a melody.
That is a fact, Jack, for sure. Hey, you ain't said nothing but that's the truth, bro.
The evolution of our music became really a lot of genres meshed up together.
Right.
You had, we're around the time when Nelly came out. You had country go with rap. Right. They didn't accept it at first back then. Early 2000s, the folks did not accept that shit.
Lil Nas X or something.
Yeah. Now you got Lil Durk with Morgan Wallen.
Fire though.
Yeah.
When I heard it the first time, I'm like,
that's a great song right there too.
Yeah, it is, bro. A dope one, real dope.
So now you have all these different genres meshing up together, and it's like you might have hip hop and pop mixed together.
Right.
You might have country and pop, or R&B and pop, or you might have dance and hip hop, or dance and pop. You have all these different genres mixed together now, to where there's no saying, one artist can say nowadays, well, I'm strictly this type of artist.
Right.
Because it went out the window.
Say I'm diverse. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Diversity has always been a key in music, because music is a language, how we talk to understand each other.
And I feel like being diverse will just open up, like you said, bigger bags, more branding deals. You know what I mean? It can just open up so many more doors for you. So, of course, you know.
Diversity is the key of it.
It is.
But even in our underground hip hop scene, far as our rap and all that, I promise you, go to UK, Europe, and a lot of clubs over there. I had my sister just came back from Germany.
Right.
She was telling me about songs they were playing over there that we only play in our clubs over here.
Wow, that's crazy. They love rap over there like that?
Yeah. That Cootie song I was telling you about.
Right.
I was taking her home one day.
Right.
And she told me, like, they were just playing this in a club in Germany. I'm like, it let me know that even as America, as commercial we go with our music, a lot of it is still appreciated overseas a lot.
It's traction there.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I think a lot of people ignore that. And like, I know it's far-fetched to sit there and say, why don't you market overseas or try this? But the truth is, who knows? Man, they love Wu-Tang so much overseas that Wu-Tang was able to do concerts over there.
Right, okay, and let's talk about that because, okay, you know, let's get on a deeper level when it comes to, like you said, marketing overseas. So when we go and spend our money on these Facebook subscriptions, ads, and then we can look into the details and look at which cities and the Brazils and all of that to see where the market is.
You can see the actual numbers and analytics now, seeing, okay, they appreciate me in this continent, they appreciate me in this country.
But is it worth going if you got 1,000+ fans?
No.
Do you feel like?
No, not if you have 1,000+ fans. I say
over there.
If you got 1,000+ fans, I wouldn't take the trip over there. But what I would do is I would link up with, honestly, me personally, even if I had 999 fans,
Right.
I'm not. Everybody's pocket is different. The
Right.
trip over there is obviously expensive.
For sure.
But I'll say, me personally, I would take the trip over there, but I wouldn't recommend someone to take because I don't know your budget.
Right.
I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. So you go over there with a plan first.
Absolutely.
You know the plane ticket gonna cost some money. You
Right.
go over there, you got the records there. You know they're already spinning them over there.
Right.
So you go over there and you make appearances in the clubs. You talk to DJs and whatnot. And the whole purpose is you just want to fill out the vibe.
Yes, sir.
And understand why your music is getting played over there.
Right.
And how do I create more?
And I look at every relationship built is a fan gain and a dollar to be made later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it off of, you know, hey, holla me, I got this T-shirt. Shit, I supported you back in the day. You're not saying that verbally, but you know what I mean. The equal exchange. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, boom, you popping that. So like they tell you, your net worth is your network. You know what I mean?
I heard it said. I
believe it.
I think it would be a great idea personally to do it. But I know everybody ain't got it like that because I look at our clubs over here, and I say that you can't blame the clubs over here because before you blame the clubs over here, you got your promoter. What's your promoter's first ambition when he invites you to DJ or perform? He don't care what you play. He just needs you to keep them people in there and sell them drinks.
Right.
He don't care he don't care what type of part, long as it suits his needs.
Right.
So people come ask the DJ to play song. That promoter might wanted a certain vibe.
Right.
And a lot of the time,
how do you balance that?
You balance it the same way a DJ does his job most of the time. You have to play a certain balance of records because music is a mood.
Right.
I have the power to keep you in a certain mood for how many hours you're there. I can make the music depressing as hell and down. And I'm wrong. It might be some trap music.
Right.
But it's the way the beat flow. It ain't got nothing to do with they saying on that shit.
The low vibrations.
I'm gonna give you a perfect record. Pushin' P.
Right.
Pushin' P is one of my favorite records, but it has a low vibration hookah vibe.
Right.
But if I go to something like Lil Durk and Ty Dolla $ign, My Friends,
right,
energy goes up immediately. In a lot of your songs, you have keys. You've got happy keys, sad keys, and a lot of your minor keys are your sadder keys.
Right.
But once you get to your major keys, your G's and stuff like that, songs are immediately euphorical, happy, releases a chemical in the brain. It's like, oh shit, I like the way that sounds. It makes me feel good.
Absolutely.
So it has nothing. Even before we approach a track and make a song, that track has to make people feel happy.
Absolutely.
And I guess that's the goal for a DJ.
Right.
Have enough happy songs, have enough low vibration songs, dance songs, twerk songs. It has to be a mixture of all because you got a crowd of people out there. Then I guess the thing is now, to artists coming up, is to understand that all these records have different vibes.
Yes.
And when you go to a studio and you record, what vibe are you recording in?
Right.
Because that's the vibe it's going to be perceived as once it hits them radio stations or that club. That's the vibe that's going to be perceived as. You may want to be another vibe,
right,
but you got to take a second look like, what song or what vibe does this song actually give me? And
people don't understand the power in that, huh? Like
it's very powerful.
Yeah.
Subliminal powerful.
Right.
Like could cause a fight powerful.
Right.
Could encourage a person to buy a drink. Could encourage a person to buy a product powerful.
Right.
Our music is more powerful than we give it credit for. We just a lot of time. I'm honestly a lot of young, they just create some records and like, all right, what's it sound like? Like, well, what's his mood? What's it represent? What's his power level?
Right.
What's it gonna make people? No one knows this yet.
Right.
But if you, I guarantee you, just sit in the club and listen to a DJ all through the night, and look how the song affects people around.
Right.
You'll see the difference then. I'm not saying every song is gonna make everybody dance, but look how it affects people's mood and their faces, their emotions, how it changes their conversation.
That's dope. I like the way you put that in, and that's all factual. You know what I'm saying?
I had a friend, man. He made a vow to he said he wasn't recording no more violent trap music. A personal friend of mine.
I agree with that.
He's been engineering for a long time and making beats and doing a lot of stuff. He has a couple of daughters, and I understand where he's coming from. And he was like, bro, I'm just not doing this no more. Matter of fact, if your song's not positive, you can't come to my studio.
So how is it like? All right, just like let's make I don't know if we can make it the same comparison. It's just like a drug dealer harming his community with contaminating it with drugs. But all right, what about the DJ contaminating it with the band? But you can't help that because this is your job, right? Or can you? Like you got to control it. You got the power to control it.
You can and can't help it. It's weird because, well, I'll give you a perfect example. This young lady wants to hear TLC No Scrubs.
Right.
That grown 45-year-old man wants to hear Finesse 2 times, Get Even.
Right.
What do you play?
I'm gonna go with the Finesse.
Neither.
Oh, okay.
Both people are still in the club.
Right.
This has nothing to do with personal preference.
Right.
Both people are in the club and they want to hear those songs.
Right.
The club is full. Everybody's dancing, having a good time. If I play No Scrubs, it ain't gonna rock. But if I play Finesse 2 times, it might piss off the lady who want to hear No Scrubs. So what do you play?
Right, like you said.
You pick a song in between that both can enjoy, but both aren't gonna leave.
Right, that's smart.
Look, people might get mad they don't hear their song played, but at the same time, as a DJ, you have to find balance that brings those people together on common ground. It's like being a peacemaker.
Right, a DJ is you can cultivate the energy, you know what I mean?
Because, remember wrong, I like Finesse 2 times. I love his energy.
He hard right now.
He hard, and I give him credit for it. But one of the major things that's hard to escape from our culture is a lot of the violence, a lot of the situation that come out. Don't get me wrong, a lot of times we could be the greatest people in the world behind this music scene.
Right.
And it's just a job to us.
Right.
But once we go to clubs and our names are known for certain things and guys want to shoot the club up because certain things, and it just doesn't go right.
Woody messing with Keisha.
But here's the thing though. If what your music represents is what they're buying.
For sure.
What your music represents is what you're buying. And I say this to the young artists, what your music represents also creates a legacy for you to carve out what you're gonna be.
Right.
And a lot of times with our music, a lot of extra stuff comes with it that sometimes we just don't want to deal with sometimes or actually be honest about. Because when we go to clubs and there's situations where it doesn't work out good, someone gets shot or something misfortunate happens, it becomes, all right, how do I change my music so that when I go places, this doesn't happen?
Right, like the French Montana situation last night, man. That's crazy, huh?
What happened with French Montana situation?
Sure, people got shot up for this video. You didn't see about it was just nuts, man. That's what I'm saying. All the rappers and stuff we losing. It's crazy. It just ain't safe. You know, rapping, it's crazy. It's a dangerous job. Even for the DJ, and that's a dangerous thing now. Like, you know what I mean?
And who in their right mind chooses a dangerous game to make their money off of?
I guess you gotta be, I mean, but like, you know.
I know. I say the older we get, I wouldn't choose it, but in my 20s, I understand why. Don't get me wrong. In my early 20s, I understand why, because I make the same decisions.
Right.
But as I got older, I started to see like, okay, if I really want to make my bread, I need to diversify. I need to because you got some people, and I'm not even gonna say names on this, but you got some people that can go to clubs by themselves and perform.
Right.
Then you got some people that go 50 deep.
Right.
When you go 50 deep, somebody got to get paid. They got to get split up somehow when you make it. Everybody ain't showing up 50 deep for free.
All right.
So, but you show up by yourself or you got 3 or 4 people with you, cool. So you live in a dangerous lifestyle, then you got to keep paying all these people around you to stay up and not be in harm's way, or I want to make my money in a safe way. Don't get me wrong. You can make some violent music and it can hit #1 real quick. I won't deny that. Right. I'm not denying that. You can make that type of music and it goes #1 real quick.
Right.
Or you can sit back and make your own type of music. It doesn't go #1 quick.
All right.
A lot of with that. I liked the last album you made, but I know people won't pick up on it as quick. It will take about three EPs for someone to go back and say, "Oh, let me go listen to his first one," and they get to see where your style started cultivating.
Facts,
and they become real fans of you.
Right.
So we're in the business of creating fans.
Right.
Because they like what we do, they like what we produce, they like the sound that we do, or they like what we represent.
Right.
A lot of people are fans of Finesse because of what he represents.
Right.
Um, Same way with pop music, everything else. You got your safe brands out here that commercial and endorsements, like, you know why they like them? They stay away from controversy. They don't say the wrong thing. And I'm not saying that's just one of them things where you just have to be put in line, but it's one of them things to where your pocket could be much bigger if you all right, don't get me wrong, you can live a certain way, but off the camera, you can live that way.
Right.
But on the camera, you don't have to live that way.
Right.
They'll give you more money not to live that way.
Right.
And it's
like I said, you can't let your left hand know what your right hand.
Yeah, image is everything, man.
Right.
And I in my eyes, I know a lot of people don't agree with what I say about it, but in my eyes, man, it's really sad that our culture has come to an image that we have to try so hard to maintain, like being the hardest,
right,
or being the best at it, or it's like our culture has cultivated that image. Like there can only be one best, but everybody's gonna fight for the top spot.
Why can't we all be great?
Everybody can be great in their own way, because if you really tap into you, you'll find out what you're truly great at. It may not be what he does or she does, but it's what you do.
Right.
Three people bring all three of their great capabilities together, they create something even greater.
Right.
So a lot of times we'll shit on someone, but we won't celebrate somebody else's greatness.
Right.
Or what makes them great. And it's like the crabs in the bucket theory, man. I hate it for our culture and our genre. I know it's changing, because it ain't as bad as it used to be. It's changing.
Right.
But at the end of the day, bro, as long as the change comes from our music to where we can actually become better people from it.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, bro, I know I'm gonna be up there soon. What I'm gonna be listening to when I'm 55 and 60.
Not that. Look, I have a hard time listening. All the cousins I listen. No knock against, I love the NBA young boy. I love the hustle that they got. It ain't the image that they portray none of that, because it is like they don't understand the influence they got and how much that affect the kids.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But look, bro, I gotta have substance. Like, I can't listen to that shallow. It's cool for the moment, but I gotta have some J. Cole or some people really. I like the club music for the club. I'm not finna be banging certain artists like when I go home, but in that moment,
in the club it works.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
In the club it works for certain moments, because when you're in the club, there's certain vibes and environments in the club.
Right.
I mean, we had the biggest discussion about it, say, man, so much out of Atlanta, so much stuff turned to hookah music after a while, that it really had a slow vibe, and it meant it really wasn't meant for you to dance to. It was meant for you to sit down in your section, have section wars, sip hookah, and spend lots of money. That's what the music was designed for niggas to do.
Right.
If you really listen hard enough, man, if you listen hard enough, especially in a lot of little baby songs, it's all about stunning, having a good time. Right. I don't even say stunning, but because it's about having a good time, spending money, and doing all type. That's what our club music basically became.
Right.
Trust me, look, I dealt with different generations. Right. You go up to the 35 and up generation, it's different. You go up to the 25 to 35 generation, it's different. Then you go from the 18 to 25 generation now. That's 3 different generations of music.
Yes, sir.
I don't play songs that have samples in them from every generation. You go perform. Say you about to hit the stage, and then you start looking at your crowd, and the first song you chose, I'm like, man, I don't think I'm gonna perform that shit. Let me switch it up to another song. How many times that happened to you?
Man, a few. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But like you said, when you double back and hit them with that second, you might have picked the wrong one for the night. Like, damn, man, everybody else about trap records, about this monotone little in between, like, man, trying to be.
It never hurts to bring a combination of different records, right? Because you never know what the crowd is gonna be. So if you see nothing but trap guys there, all right, let me pull out my trap records. You go there and see nothing but ladies there. Right. I'm like, all right, let me pull out some lady records. Yeah,
and look, just for instance, bro, like I was at this little showcase the other night. Like, bro, the crowd participation is horrible these days in these events that we going on. Don't nobody want to clap for nobody, you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody really want to show love. It don't cost nothing to do it. So,
and don't.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's just, like you said, it's a dog-eat-dog world, man, So I feel like being able to just even sustain what I do in this game for 13 plus is commendable, you know what I mean?
I think the way we do showcases is backwards anyway. Man, I did them for a while, Shad, but
you already know.
No, I stopped doing them on purpose.
For sure.
I stopped doing. Everybody kept asking like, "When's another one?" I stopped doing them jumps on purpose because what I really wanted for the artists if they came for a showcase was a sense of a feeling that, man, they were somewhere nice, they networked, they got something great done, and they feel like they can go on to a higher level.
Bingo, you hit the, hey man.
I'm not an artist.
Yeah, but man, that's the approach.
But at the end of the day, if I'm spending my money to put the showcase on, and if I can't get that feeling to them, bro, I go flip my money somewhere else.
Come on, bro. That's what it's supposed to be.
Because at that point, I'm playing with people's lives. Because I think I had one bad one afterwards where I just kept paying people. I paid headliners, and then I had other people show up and all that. And then I realized, man, I just jacked off some money and nobody was satisfied. So I tell you what.
It's tough.
I tell you what, I'm going back to studio gigs and DJing where I can make some money. Because it wasn't there. But ain't wrong. Showcases are fun, they're good. But unless the people behind them are credible and can offer something real, I wouldn't do it.
Thank you,
I wouldn't do it.
I feel the same way, bro. Listen, that's a conversation all the gatekeepers of the Nashville market need to have, bro. Like, I fought against for that for so long, just being at the radio because I'm still an artist first, you know what I mean? I just was able to garnish a seat in that space as well. So it's like, bro, like we gather all these money from these artists that's bringing 10, 15 people. We can't give these artists $50. If somebody bought $15, you can't give them. No, if somebody bought 15 people, you can't give him $50. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we started out.
Come on, man.
We started out in COVID giving out people like features, studio time, and beats and all types of stuff. We started out doing that because we figured, man, what does an artist need right now? If you're an up and coming artist, what would be the best thing that can help you? All right, maybe a little free studio time, maybe a free beat, a feature from a known artist in Nashville might help you out a little bit, boost up the career, and that was the whole purpose. Now, to be at the showcases forever, no, because here's what happens. I say this, you think it's bad in Nashville, go down to Atlanta and do a showcase.
Man, it's a revolving door.
Go down to Atlanta and do a showcase.
Right.
Unless you're going down there with $5,000 to $10,000, willing to buy out a section, willing to ball bigger than everybody else, no one's going to notice you.
Right.
So, rap is the only game that I've seen that you have to spend excessive amounts of money to actually compete against other people spending excessive amounts of money.
And it don't come back until one big lump sum, maybe in the end, huh?
It pans out. It pans out.
You can't cut no corners. It's just like shooting ball. You know what I mean? Like being in the NBA.
Pay for your mixing and mastering.
Right.
Separate. I say pay for your mixing and mastering separate than from the engineer.
Right. And look, artists don't understand that. Those, like when you're in the studio, all right, you pay to get this recorded, but then you have to pay a separate price for it. They think everything be all inclusive. That's what I'm saying. Not understanding like I used to deal with a lot of artists. I blew a lot of money on during the pandemic, man. It's like miserable heart. But I'm used to telling them like, bro, this is 10%. 10% talent and 90% business. I don't care how talented you are. Yeah, if you don't understand the business, you will not last. You know what I mean?
Talent just means that I could. Well, I say this, man. In the music business, talent just means one thing, bro. All talent means is that I have the ability to use you to make money. That means you're liable for a certain amount of time, especially in music. No one's liable forever unless. The only way you become liable forever in music is you become knowledgeable about the game. Same way like LeBron James plays basketball for 20 years.
Right.
I was actually I was chilling there on my day off watching his old high school games. And I was watching 2003 commercials, seeing what they was into back then. It was some weird shit. I felt like I was time traveling.
Nah, bro, it's good to do that.
I felt
reflect like that.
I'm looking like, man, it's a 2003 GMC Sierra truck for $26,000. Bro, it was still expensive back then.
Right.
But as I'm seeing, even the only way, don't get me wrong, he took good care of his body.
Right.
He's been playing basketball and putting up the same numbers since high school, to be honest with you. About 30 points, 10 rebounds, and maybe 8 assists.
Right.
It's been the average that he's been doing his whole life. So to do it for 20 plus years, at your craft is pretty good. So when you see a lot of musicians that people say they changed over time, like, nah, they lasted 20 plus years.
Man, what do you expect?
They lasted 20 plus years because it's not easy for any artist to last generation to generation to generation. Very few do it.
You better talk, man.
Because like there's few artists, like for me to bump you and my kids to bump you, it's two different things. For me to be riding a car, like, I actually like that song, the kids like it. It's totally different things now because a lot of times the kids gonna make some music, adults ain't gonna like it.
Right.
The rappers we grew up listening to make some music. Young kids ain't gonna care too much about it. Like Jeezy come out new album, young kids don't care too much.
Don't even know who
but
Jeezy
I do.
Is. Right.
But I do. I bumped the hell out that Snowman album.
Man, fire.
Yeah. So, but it opened up some because for the first time in a while, we had artists getting older still making music, but I think our generation is one of the first ones with the Jeezys and the T.I.s and all of them to actually still be relevant enough by the time we're in our 30s and stuff to still be having like a Living Legends concert or stuff like that. Yeah, because I mean, you go back to it, man, I don't remember too many like Slick Rick concerts or Big Daddy Kane concerts after their prime.
Right.
I know they probably had them, but you didn't. It wasn't advertised or put out there like
to
that.
the degree that it is today.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, cause now, man, we get Jeezy, T.I., Boost, all of them on one ticket.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah, we get all of them on one ticket now.
Man, what you think about, like I said, these last two, the state of hip hop, really, like the Duke, the Jewel, the Death, and the Takeoff, man, that was sad, man.
That was sad. I don't have too many particular comments about that because I don't know too much about that situation.
Right.
But I do know that, man, a lot of times it's really one of them things where be careful who you're around, be aware of your surroundings, all types. You have to nowadays, man. I'm not even gonna lie. You have to be knowledgeable of all that stuff. And people say, well, I heard the arguments back and forth about, well, you got a lot of money, why would you be in a dice game? And that's dangerous like that. I say that it don't matter how much money you have. If what you do every day is live dangerous, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Bro, you could be broke and live dangerous. You could be rich and live dangerous. Man, doesn't matter. As a black man, you walk out the house, you live dangerous.
Bro, just to make it back home.
Man, so,
come on, man.
I mean, you can't, I hate when people throw that safety precaution on there, like, well, the way you live, and nah, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It goes back to reading people and reading environments and reading rooms and knowing what's best and safe for you. Like nowadays, I know if I walk in a room and I read the room, I can know if it's safe or not for me.
Right.
Same characteristic you have a kid.
Right.
You take your family into a restaurant, do you automatically read the room is safe?
Right.
It should be instinct.
Right.
As a caregiver or a nurturer of people, that just do it for yourself. But man, rest his soul, and to that whole situation, I know it's really sad, man, because man, we had a lot of Takeoff music being played after. I played a lot of Migos afterwards.
Yeah, sure.
More than I usually played. I admit that one.
Right, for sure. I ain't wrong with it. That's like Dolph, bro, and I can't fake it or sugarcoat it. These weren't my favorite artists when they came out. Migos had to grow on me. Dolph had to grow, but I was more into like what I appreciated about Dolph was the things that he did music wise, like the business things that he done. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Just his business and how he handled it. You know what I mean? I feel like Dolph was an exceptional businessman, just as well as Nipsey. And you know what I mean?
Dolph was something special.
He was.
Dolph, a lot of people hear Dolph's music first and judge him by it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, man, this is terrible. When he first came out, like, oh my God.
I remember Dolph when he first came out. Because Tennessee, Nashville was bumping Dolph when he first came out.
They was. I wasn't the biggest Dolph fan. And not that I hate him, like, I just, I'm like, man, this dry rapping. Like,
well, it wasn't that. No, I'm wrong. No, the same way he rapped on these songs now, he really was rapping like that back then.
Right.
Add some ad-libs and some new beats.
Right.
That's really what really changed.
Right.
His he kept rapping. He didn't give up. he made enough money, he did enough shows where he's able to get better producers.
Right.
Hence band play and a lot of other guys. And it took off from there. It really wasn't that Dolph made the greatest music in the world. Now it's considered is, but
For sure.
at first, no, it wasn't considered he made the greatest music in the world. It's the fact that he was consistent. He would give you a mixtape or EP just because.
Right.
And they at least had about five to six new bangers on it that you can just bump in the car constantly.
Right.
And they, after so long, after he put out so many, his consistency made them classics.
Right.
Get Paid, Royalty.
Play with you.
Yeah. There's a lot of Dolph songs that I really bump off the top of my head, man. Let me see. I'm not even gonna name Preach like that because everybody know Preach. But it's songs that most the DJs that we don't spend sometimes with Dolph that are older, like All the Pretty Bitches Love Drug Dealers.
Right.
I was bumping the hell out of that one.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Message may be the message, but it's not the fact that what Dolph was talking about in the song. I liked his melodies, his ad-libs, and it was funny.
Yeah, he does.
It was funny. It kind of was like the gangster version of Kid and Play rap.
Yeah.
Because I know I listen to a Dolph record, it's gonna make me laugh. It's gonna entertain me.
Yeah. You're gonna have that vibe to it.
Cause you're gonna hear ad-lib in there. Hey, laughing at these pussy niggas.
Right.
You just gonna hear something like that, and you gonna just.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what we talked about earlier. When you're in the bar or the club and you make music for bar or clubs, you make music to make how people feel. Their mood may be down, but they may hear a Dolph record and they turn up automatically.
Right.
Because that Dolph record makes them want to have fun.
Right.
Dolph records had that bounce on them. They want dance records that make you bounce on them motherfuckers.
For sure, that Memphis.
Yeah. All that's important. That's my That's that camera stand I was looking for today. I'm taking that bitch home with me today.
Yeah,
Bruh,
sure.
oh God, I was looking for that camera stand.
Right.
Nobody ever returns something to my room, bro.
Right.
Nah, that's going in the footage too, damn it.
That's the bloopers.
Yeah.
That'd be
I'm dead serious, bro.
That'd be a double.
This is not even a real. This is going in. This is not even real camera stand. The phone is on now.